right, legends, welcome to another live stream. Why do I feel like I'm so low? Let me try and sit up a little bit over here. There we go. Right, legends, let's do this. Let's do some technical analysis. I'll be honest, I have not had a lot of time to analyze the charts, okay? But we've had some successful trades as a community. Absolute stunning. The latest trade I unfortunately did not jump into because, yeah, you need to sleep, right? You need to sleep. And the days where I set my alarms and wake up in the middle of the night to take a trade, those days, dare I say, are long gone, because I don't need to do that anymore, because I know there's always another trade around the corner. And at some point, I'm going to catch it during the day when I am awake. But there's been some amazing trading scenarios, and I will go through that in this live stream. And I saw some of the comments, someone saying, Dewald, let's make sense of this mess. Okay, can you guys see me, hear me? It looks like it all good. Right, you guys can see me, you can hear me. Not a lot of comments at the moment. Remember to smash up that like button on your way in. And this is where we do pure technical analysis. And the question is, as per the thumbnail, okay, is Bitcoin going to get the bounce from the trampoline? Is it going to get the bounce to the upside? Or can we still expect momentum here to the downside? I do have a primary scenario that I am currently keeping an eye on. Okay, I'm going to discuss that scenario in a moment. There is an extreme bearish case scenario which doesn't carry the highest probability, but we have to talk about it because sometimes the low probability scenarios do play out. And then we have my primary scenario, which is short-term bullish, but still a little bit bearish before we're going to get explosion back to the upside. So let's discuss. Okay, we're just looking at blank candles over here. Okay, and if you stare at these candles, it doesn't make any sense. But when you start throwing some lines and things in there, then it starts looking pretty. So let's start with the basics. Let's start with trend lines. Okay. The most interesting trend that I am keeping an eye on, the most interesting trend is the white one over here. This to me is the most interesting trend because I do not care what happens here. I just simply wait. I don't care. I just wait. So for now, there's nothing to do. Okay. Then there's this little trend here to the downside, okay, which has broken out and then it found resistance at a naked point of control. That's one of the trades that we jumped into yesterday as a community, because that was a shorting opportunity that I highlighted to the Legends Pro community this morning, yesterday. Okay, and maybe before we go any further, let me just get this out the way to say that, guys, if I do refer to the Legends Pro community, link is down here in the description if you'd like to join. Okay, so myself in the Legends Pro community, we caught the short, and the community caught, most of the community caught the long. They caught the short and they caught the long. I missed the long, okay, because I was sleeping, right? But I did point out, okay, my little green box for the pro members that are inside of the live stream. You know that this was the trading setup that I spoke about yesterday. Okay, there was a couple of scenarios, but just before I went to bed, I pointed this out, guys. If you take a fib from the low to the high, do I still have that boxy here? I hope I didn't delete it. Was it this one? Yeah, there we go. Right? As price was falling here to the downside very aggressively with high volume kicking in, I said, guys, let's pay attention to this little box. We had a daily level and a naked point of control somewhere in this zone, and I said I will only be interested in longs if price gets acceptance back above those two levels. But then I was watching this zone as well, and you can see the box specifically purposefully did not tap the 0.88 because there was two levels inside of this box that I was very interested in. And then we tapped the top of the box, and now we found momentum here to the upside, where, by the way, I also highlighted this shorting opportunity, rejection from the trend and value, yesterday's value area high. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys paid attention. When you switch on your session volume profile, I know, guys, this is very technical, but you need to learn this if you want to be good at technical analysis and spot those opportunities. Okay, if you switch on your session volume profile, this morning I highlighted to say, guys, this is the only short that I see. While price was pumping here to the upside, I said, this is the only short that I am willing to take. Previous day value area high, and okay, because you literally just had a dump here to the downside on high volume, but you can see on the 1 hour time frame that we had an open and a close together with the value area high, and that is where we got the rejection. And I said that if you did jump into this long, or maybe into this long, okay, with a retracement, this is a good zone for a hedge short. So if you're in the long, obviously this is a profit taking area, but it also provides a shorting opportunity. Okay, and that's exactly where we got the rejection. Failed to break yesterday's value area high. So guys, I mean, this is very technical, and it's, yeah, you know, it's scalping. It's literally, it comes down to scalping. Okay, so now that was the shorting opportunity this morning. The only short that I was interested in was this little short where we got the rejection. And yesterday I was interested in this long where we got the bounce. And also yesterday I was interested in this short, and a little bit higher there was another short that I was interested in. So and those were the two levels that I pointed out, and I said we're either going to reject here or we're going to reject here. And those two levels were, the pro community know this already. Okay, we had a naked point of control that I pointed out. So let me just clean up the chart so it doesn't look so messy. Okay, I said we have a naked point of control. We have a consolidation area where the naked point of control stemmed from. So I will consider a short from this zone. And a little bit further up, we have a daily level. So if we do not reject here, I will pay attention to this level. Well, we got the rejection because as price was falling down here, I told everyone I don't like this steep trend. I would like to see a bigger bullish pennant form over here. So ideally, when price was trading over here, okay, I told everyone I would like to see price go up and fall down so that I can have a better trend. And that's exactly what happened now. And that's exactly where price rejected today, at the trend. Okay, so for continuation, from a simplicity perspective, for continuation back to the upside, well, whatever price does here, okay, maybe it goes down and it comes back up, there's a trading opportunity. Because you have broken this trend, you're forming a bullish pennant, it's a pattern, it's a bullish pattern. Okay, you've already done a retest. It can still come down and retest this naked point of control again, because we did front run this naked point of control. So ideally what I would like to see, and I don't always get what I want, but as a technical trader, what I would like to see for a long opportunity is for price to eat up this liquidity that's now built up below. Eat up the liquidity and break out. So there's two opportunities, SFP or breakout strategy that you can play over here. Profit taking area, very clear on the way up, because we still have that bigger trend to contend with. Oof, so many levels. Let me just clean this up. Okay, so the idea, okay, from the idea is basically I'm waiting for this trend. This is the most interesting trend to me, but can I get a position before it breaks out, so that I don't have to stress about this little breakout? I can already be in a position. Okay, and I can have a protected position, and maybe I can add a little bit but still protect my position, and then TP1, TP2. Okay, from guys, I'm just using trend lines. There's no Elliott wave theory here, because I see a lot of comments from people sometimes saying, Dewald, you're confusing me with your Elliott wave theory. Well, all I'm using here is lines. It's just lines, guys. I'm just tracking momentum. Okay, so now that was the trading opportunity. Okay. So for the pro members that did catch both trades yesterday, congratulations. If you did catch the short and you did catch the long, congratulations. I'm hoping that you're managing your trades, you're taking profits where you're supposed to be taking profits. Right. So on the smaller time frame, now that I'm spending time here on the smaller time frame, this is kind of what I'm seeing at the moment, from a simplicity perspective. Okay. If you're playing the breakout strategy, well, you know where your stop loss is supposed to go. Okay. Now I'm more curious to see how price is going to react at this little blue trend that I've got here to the downside. Now, okay, now we can go a little bit more technical and we can say, okay, before I jump into the larger time frame, what is forming over here? What on earth is this? Is it corrective and we're still going to move down? Okay, or is this an impulsive structure? Because remember guys, while this structure was forming, the probabilities were always higher to take out the low because it was such a messy impulsive structure. You could force impulsive counts in here, but eventually it took the low. Expanding, you guys know the deal. You know, for those of you that's been here on the stream, you know that we've discussed the expanding triangle. Then we were double 1-2, but your second 1-2 is much larger, decreasing the probabilities, but you get it. At the end of the day, we took the low. It was a three-wave structure. WXY to the upside. ABC, however you want to count it. Okay, it's a three-wave structure. It's a lightning bolt. It's a lightning bolt. Three-wave structure. Okay, now, are we forming the same thing? Is this a three-wave structure? And we are absolutely now going to tank here to the downside. We need to discuss this. Okay, so for now, let's zoom into this little structure. I'm just going to stick here on the 1 hour time frame. Again, there are many scenarios. I'm highlighting the ones that makes the most sense based on the price action that I see right now. Okay, so I don't want to confuse the situation over here. Okay, let me take that box out the way. Let's first discuss the bullish case scenarios based on the structure that is formed over here. The bullish case scenarios does not look great. And dare I say that the bullish case scenarios for now carries the lower probability, but a probability nonetheless. One of the bullish case scenarios is a double 1-2 to the upside. Okay, where we formed a 1-2 and another 1-2, and now we're going to go up in an explosive move to the upside to complete the 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Again, like I've discussed in the previous structure that we had, you can see there's a little bit of a problem with the structure. This 1-2, okay, is much bigger than this 1-2, and that's not what you want to see in a nested 1-2 combo. It's not an invalidation, and this is why I'm still discussing this scenario. Okay, right, the best is when you use line with Elliott wave. Yes, definitely. When you start combining trading strategies, that's where it starts becoming powerful, and that's something that I teach in my course as well. And for those of you that are not part of the Legends Pro community, okay, maybe a little bit of announcement. Someone won the course for free inside of our Legends Pro community. And then 10 other people got a massive discount to be part of the course. So it's ready. It's launched. People are watching the course as we speak, getting the education, getting the knowledge. And I have to give the priority to the Legends Pro community, okay, because these people are supporting myself and Andy. So I did tell the Legends Pro community, you guys will get the deals first. You will get the best offers first. If there's competitions, you will get the deals first. Okay. So if you want to join the Legends Pro community, link down in the description. I hope for those of you that are doing the course at the moment, I hope that you are absorbing the knowledge and that it's assisting you with your trading. And I have poured my heart and soul into that course. Okay, guys, it's I want to see people succeed, and I want to leave a legacy behind. You know, let's just play open cards here. That course that I have done and that I'm still busy with, because I'm still going to upload more modules into that course. It's going to be a living course. It's not done and then forgotten. You will see most probably every second week or every third week, I don't know what the plan is, there will be a new module, something new, a new nugget, something else that maybe I forgot to include, or maybe there's a little bit of confusion around a specific module, and then I will just redo it. Okay, until it makes sense, until you turn profitable. Okay, right, so there we go. Because I know I get a lot of questions from people saying, when will the course be ready? Well, the course is ready, but it was launched to the pro community first. So when it's ready to be launched, yeah, on the open channel, I will let everyone know. Okay, so this is one of the scenarios. Unfortunately, this scenario does not carry high probability. Okay. And the main reason is because this 1-2 is way bigger than this 1, 2. It's not an invalidation, it's just not pretty. Okay, and it's the same that happened here, guys. Do you remember this? Okay, we were saying, okay, well, maybe this is a 1, 2, and you have an ABC flat. Inside of your first 1, you have your 2, okay, and this is another 1, and as price was falling, you said, okay, maybe we can form another 1, 2, but look at the size. Ideally, what you would like to see in double 1, 2s is this. It needs to become smaller. It almost looks like it's a diagonal, and then it just pops to the upside. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and now you're sitting. So I cannot give this scenario the highest probability. Okay, but it has a chance. Okay, right. Second scenario, also let's stick with the bullish case scenarios over here, is perhaps, okay, we are forming a, did I actually save that? Diagonal. Okay, yes, here we go. Because this is a scenario that I also highlighted to the pro community early this morning, is to say that, well, what if this is a 1, 3 wave 2, 3 wave 3? So in a leading or ending diagonal, you can have 3 wave structures, and I must say this structure counts way better as a 3 wave structure. 3 wave, 3 wave, 3 wave, okay, 3 wave, 3 wave up. So you formed a diagonal in a 5 wave structure, which gives you wave 1. All of this is part of a corrective structure to form your wave 2, and now we're going to go up for 3, 4, and 5. So the result is exactly the same. Can you see that the result is the same? You want the low to be in or very close to in. Maybe it dips one more below, and then we go up in a third wave. So whether I am talking about a contracting diagonal, okay, or whether I'm talking about the double 1, 2, the result is exactly the same. So we have 2 bullish case scenarios where potentially the low could be in. The only problem, okay, there's always a little bit of a problem, and I don't like to see problems, okay. The only problem in this scenario, if this is the low, and we're expecting upwards momentum here to complete the third wave, there's a small little problem, okay. From a timing perspective, when I measure the start to the end, that low was made before the 0.382. So in this scenario, preferably I would like to see price dip below once more without claiming this low. Dip below and get acceptance back above to finish after the 0.382. If price just starts gunning here to the upside, I cannot give this scenario the highest probability because of this. So you guys can see I make my decisions purely on technical analysis. There's no bias because I want price to go up, or I'm just feeling bearish today, so I'm just looking for shorting opportunities. Okay. The scenario, which is my primary scenario at the moment, and the reason it's my primary scenario is because it has the least amount of mistakes, okay, is a WXY. Now, this structure has almost no mistakes for now, okay. So basically you have formed an A, B, C, and a wave W. This is a ABC to the downside and a wave X. And now you want to complete your Y wave in an A. It can be a flat. Your B can be a flat that takes the low. B, C to the upside. And remember, because the X retraced so deep, Y does not have to take that high. In fact, it is preferred that Y does not take the high of W because of how deep X retraced. It's just a game of probabilities. So probabilities state that if you have an X wave that tapped the 0.7, let me show you. If you have an X wave, so you take your fib from the low of W, A, B, C to the high of W, you drag it across, and you can see that your X wave tapped the 0.786. It should not even tap the 0.7. So if X wave stopped over here, then your Y wave can take the high of W. But because X tapped so deep, you could have a sideways Y that does not claim the high of W. And then we fall down. And then your corrective structure in a WXY is complete. and then you tank to the downside. Okay, so just wanted to throw a little bit of Elliott wave scenarios in here as well. So the most interesting, based on all the scenarios, the most interesting trading opportunity for me is this little B wave. Because in all the scenarios, okay, I would like price to claim this low again and hopefully not tap the 0.886. Just grab that liquidity properly, get acceptance back above. We do have that trend. You can play the breakout. Okay, can you guys see? Because most of the scenarios align that we are still going to expect, hopefully, still a little bit of upwards momentum. The most bullish case scenarios points to upwards. The most bearish case scenario that I have over here at least still points to at least taking this high, maybe this high even, but not this high. And this is why TP1, TP2, you take profits on the way up, you leave a moonbag for higher levels, but at least pay yourself, protect your position. So very interested in this zone from a longing perspective. And that is basically it. That is what I'm seeing here on the price of Bitcoin, legends. That is the sense that I'm making of this mess. Now, what makes this scenario? Okay, you might be asking yourself, why, oh why, Dewald, is this your primary scenario? Because, and this is something that Joan, if you're on the live stream, thanks for pointing this out to me, completely forgot about that rule. Okay, and this is why we have community members, so to keep each other sane. On the larger time frame, let's go here onto the 4 hour. Okay, let me just switch the scenario off and let's discuss that contracting ending diagonal that we have been keeping an eye on. So on the larger time frame, this is one of the scenarios that I'm keeping an eye on, where you formed a 1, 2, 3. We're now busy with 4. We are busy with this wave. Okay, and we expect another low to around $96,000 to $93,000. These two green boxes is where price needs to find support. If it taps $89,000, this scenario is invalidated. So very longing opportunity. So you can rest assured that I am keeping an eye on those two levels. I will have my alarms set over there. No limit orders. I want to see the reaction. For me, at least. Okay, unless you have a different trading plan. So the problem, okay, the problem with this, you are not allowed to have a flat corrective structure in a wave 4 inside, well, not anywhere. You're not allowed to have a flat corrective structure inside of a diagonal. It's not allowed. It's against the rules of Elliott wave theory. It's not a game of probabilities. It's just not allowed at all. And at the moment, okay, based on this little structure, we have an ABC flat. We have an A and we have a B flat that tapped a flat target. This is now the concern, is that if I take a fib from this low to the high of A, we tapped a flat target. It went too deep. So you have an A, B flat, C flat. So C took the high, B tapped a flat target. So you have a flat structure at the moment, which is not allowed in a diagonal. And this is why I am giving a longer corrective structure in the WXY priority. This is why I am looking at this to say that, okay, if the bulls and the bears or the chart can play ball and we form another ABC, then I can label this a WXY, which is not a flat corrective structure, which means that your fourth wave ends over here and then we fall to the downside. Now that technically makes more sense. And this is why the WXY corrective structure has the highest probability. Okay, it's just, guys, it's just technical analysis at the end of the day, right? I'm rest assured, like I said, guys, because you don't know if the bullish case scenarios are going to play out. What, you know, maybe there's a scenario where this is the low. Okay, this is the low. Stuff this fifth wave, we're not going to get it. Right, the low is in and we're going to continue here to the upside. Well, that is the trading opportunity that I'm waiting for. Break of trend is the trading opportunity. Make no mistake, I will be taking profits on the way up. and I will leave some of the position open for higher levels, because there's always that low probability that plays out, and then at least I'm still benefiting from the momentum to the upside. But from a day trading perspective, the most interesting zone for me to long is over there. It's the most interesting zone, or the break of trend, because I can still take advantage of that move, even if it rejects and it stops me out at break even with profits. And this is how I approach the markets. Okay. This contracting or ending diagonal does look really good, or I don't know if good is a good word to use, but it does. What's the word? It carries high probability. The structure makes sense for an ending diagonal in a C wave, and they also play out very often on the price of Bitcoin. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about the most bearish case scenario. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Is if price waterfalls here to the downside and it's below my areas of interest, I am not taking the trade. I am not going to put limit orders here, hoping that I'm going to get a bounce and then price is over here. No. That's why I have alarms set. I will observe the price reaction when it gets there. Hopefully I'm not sleeping. If I am sleeping, I will find another way to get in. Okay. I will wait for a retracement, and that is how I will get in. Bullish CVD, 5-wave move up. Okay. So if all hell breaks loose, guys, if all hell breaks loose here to the downside, I will wait for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will still do nothing. And then I will wait for a retracement, and I will look for bullish CVD against those two pivots. I will have a trend ready, and I will play that breakout. So I'm still going to have to be very patient, but I need price to stop and show me that it wants to turn around. This price action is not showing me that price wants to turn around just as yet. Like I've said, guys, the bullish case scenarios unfortunately carries the lowest probability, but I will be ready for them if they do want to shoot here to the upside. I have my trends, I have my alarms, I have my areas of interest. Okay, if I'm not sleeping or I'm not busy with something else, hopefully I will get into those trades with great risk management. Okay, now, most bearish case scenario, okay, doesn't carry the highest probability because there's a couple of issues, but we have to talk about it, is you have built a 1, 2. This is another 1, 2. This is another 1, 2. It's allowed to have a flat corrective structure. And now we are just building a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to the downside, which is absolutely going to waterfall. Tap the invalidation at $89,000, invalidating an ending diagonal. The reason this scenario doesn't carry high probability is because of this. This 1, 2, 1, you can see the 1, 2s are getting bigger again. It's not what you want to see, but it's not an invalidation. Okay, let me go through some comments. Where is my comments? Let me just switch this off. Right, let me put the comments here on my screen. Here we go. Love that Dewald uses the technicals in front of him with strict risk management and opposed to emotional trading. Great trade to have. Thanks, Mike's Mind and Matter. Oof, what a name. Yes, I mean, I think throughout the years you learn that you need to use technical analysis to make trading decisions, because emotions can get the better of you, especially if you are exposing yourself to social media and to Twitter, X, other YouTube influencers, because you might watch a YouTube influencer that is perma bullish, and you're just like, I'm going along with everything. Like they just saying the low is in, baby. You need to along with everything that you have, okay? And then you just go crazy with this position, and it falls here to the downside. Okay, so for me, technical analysis, you need to rely on technical analysis to make technical decisions and take those trades with good risk management. Right. Curious about your scenario if we take out BTC 105. 105? 105. Okay, 105. Yeah, I mean, this can still be... Just want to see more locally here. Yeah, I mean, those bullish case scenarios are still playing out here, but I mean, I just want to see something here. You could have a very short B wave. Like you could have a very short B wave and then you go up for a C. Okay. And then you take out that target, but then you fail miserably and you fall to the downside. I would like to see a little bit of a larger Y wave structure in time. If this had to happen, it's very short. Look at how short that is compared to this. Because you have to compare this against Y. You have to compare W against Y. It's very short compared to this monstrosity over here. Okay, waves and structures needs to look in proportion as well. If I do this and I do this, you know, just move the wave, just give it some breathing room. Well, that looks now a lot better. This looks already a lot better compared to this structure, and you have your connector wave. So you have your three-wave structure and you fall to the downside. Okay, so I do like to consider time as well. So if I measure how long it took W to form and how long it's now taking the Y wave, my minimum requirement for Y is usually after the 0.382. So if it does an ABC over here, then I'm going to have to start considering the bullish case scenarios. Okay. Of which I've already gone through, guys. There's a bullish case scenario where the low could be in. Okay. I've discussed that during the beginning of the live stream. Right. Hi, Dewald. You are the best. How much do you make trading the market in bull or bear? Much appreciated. I hope I can join the community when I get out of my altcoin portfolio. The last time I checked, I make on average, regardless of market cycle, I make on average about 10 to 15, sometimes 20, let's just call it an average, 15% per month on my large portfolio. Regardless of whether it's a bull market, bear market, consolidation, average of 15% on my portfolio per month, my large portfolio. When we are in bull market territory, altcoin starts exploding, alt season, okay, it can go a little bit higher than that, especially on my smaller play portfolios, if for lack of a better word. I can double those portfolios easily, okay, with 2x leverage, 3x leverage, depending on if I have swing trades. But from a simplicity perspective, okay, to keep the answer simple, I think a good trader should average between 10 to 20% a month. Okay, if you're looking to double your portfolio in a month's time or in a week's time, you might get lucky, but you're most probably going to lose it again. Okay, but to stay consistent, you're looking at about 15% on average per month on a portfolio, because I don't go crazy with my large portfolio, guys. I'm not going to take, okay, I'm not going to mention numbers over here, but I'm not going to, you know, go in at 100x leverage with a $20 million position and just close my eyes and hope for the best. And then I have to work 3 months to get that money back. No, I'm very, very cautious with my larger portfolio. Okay, with my smaller portfolios, or I call it play money. Sometimes I'll go a little bit crazy. If I lose it, you know, you deserve to lose because you were a little bit of a cowboy. Okay. Right. Can it be a leading diagonal formed from 4th to 11th of November? From the 4th to the 11th. Yes. Did I not? Oh, 4th of November. Leading. From here. Yes, I did discuss the leading diagonal. Maybe some of you are jumping here into the stream a little bit after the fact, but I have gone into, where is it? Is it this one? Okay, I do have this scenario. Okay, and I've discussed the problems with the scenario. Is yes, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leading diagonal. You formed an ABC, and it could get momentum here to the upside. That's why I'm waiting for that trend. Okay, make no mistake, I will get in with good risk management. But there's a problem. It's not an invalidation, but there's a problem. Okay. Ideally, what I would like to see, like I pointed out, is this. I would like to see that. Because if I take a time fib from the start to the end, well, this low was made before the 0.382. So from a timing perspective, it's a little bit iffy. Yes, time is never an invalidation, but it impacts probabilities. And therefore, I cannot give the scenario the highest probability. Will I be in that trade? Most probably. Will I take profits to the upside? Yes, definitely. There's no question about it. Okay. Right, so ideally in this scenario, let's say this is definitely the scenario that's going to play out. Ideally, what I would like to see is to sweep the lows again. I would like to see sweep the lows and then get, because then the low was made after the 0.382. That's ideally what I would like to see. Okay, so that's basically the scenario. You mean you enjoy winning more than James? Who's James? Please tell me how. Guys, there's some, I'm sure the moderators in here has already deleted that comment, because I see there's some bots here taking over the chat trying to shill you guys tokens. Let me, Kendall, this person, go F yourself. Sorry guys, because these people are trying to steal your money. Okay, please do not go and buy these tokens. Kendall, please unsubscribe and go somewhere else. Okay. Let me just ban this person. I want to ban this, hide person from channel. Sorry guys, I just needed to ban this person from the channel. Okay. Right, thanks for your answer and view. Great and clear. Jeroen, absolute pleasure, man. Jeroen, just let me know here in the comment section. I'm not sure if this is the right Jeroen, but I know that there's a Jeroen helping out Koons with a lot of his work as well. Are you that Jeroen? Okay, let me know if you are that Jeroen Dopper. Just curious. But Dewald, that third wave looks like a three-wave structure. Yes, because a leading diagonal can be three waves, but then all the structures has to be three waves. So this structure does count better as a three-wave structure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You guys get the big deal. 1, 2, 3. So if your leading diagonal starts with a three-wave structure, all the structures has to be three-wave structures in a leading diagonal. So leading diagonal, if this one started with a 5-wave structure, then this would have been a problem. Okay, so it's perfectly valid. Right. On the third wave is larger contracting. The third wave in the larger contracting diagonal. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean. Right. Thanks for the answer and view. Great and clear. There we go. Okay, legends, I have unfortunately run out of time. I need to go and jump into something else that I need to still do over here. But I think hopefully I've given you some clarity in terms of what I'm looking at, the bullish, the bearish case scenarios. Interesting trading opportunity that I will be watching if price falls to the downside. Okay, you all know the levels that I've already highlighted in the diagonals. Have yourselves an amazing day. Remember to smash up that like button. Links for the exchanges where you get the best deals are always down in the description. Okay, you get 20% on Bluffin, guys. 20% cash back on Bluffin at the moment. Okay, Weeks is always there with a 20% cash back deposit, 25% discount on trading fees. And you can trade commodities here on BTCC. So thank you so much for joining the live stream. Until the next one, cheers for now.